Should you invest in SEO or should you invest in PPC or SEM? Today in this video we are going to talk about a very interesting question which most of the people ask me. Jayant, we are a startup business and we are running on a very limited budget of advertising or marketing. So could you suggest what is suitable for us? Should we spend our time, money and effort on SEO or should we go and do the Google ad? Right. And this is certainly a very important question which I think every business has to go through this situation if you're a startup. Now, before I answer what is suitable for your business, I would love to give you the basic difference between these two strategies of digital marketing. Should you invest in SEO or should you invest in PPC or SEM? This is the topic of the day. What is better, SEO or PPC? PPC is also called as a SEM. Now what are these two things? We will first try to understand the difference between these two, and then we will take our decision what is going to be the most suitable thing for your business. First thing first, we will try to understand SEO. SEO stands for search engine optimization. It means you are going to do the SEO on your website, onto the pages, and by virtue of that you would be able to make your website appear in the search engine result pages without you paying any money to Google to make your website appear in the search results. That is what we call as a SEO. Now if you do the SEO, what are the benefits your website is going to get? Let's look at them. So the benefits is, first thing first, it is an organic. When I say organic, I am certainly referring to the situation wherein you are working on your website, on your pages, and by virtue of that you are able to make your website come into the search engine result pages. And for that, as I said, you are not paying a single penny to Google or to any other search engine for that matter to appear into search engine. That's why we call it the organic. As we are not putting any money in SEO to make your website appear in the search engine result page, so the beauty is the ROI in SEO is very high. So by virtue of your SEO, whatever clients you acquire, whatever leads you get and you convert them into a sale, if you do the calculation return on investments, you will always find that your ROIs are very high because you haven't spent any money anywhere in doing your SEO. It is, I could say, almost completely free business which you are getting with the virtue of SEO. Now there's one drawback with SEO. The drawback is SEO might take some time and result would be delayed. It means when you start doing SEO on your website, and if you want to see the impact of that SEO activities, whatever you have done, the results might come up maybe within 3 to 6 months of time, or maybe it might take a longer time depending on the keywords, competition, and the amount of efforts you're putting in SEO. Right? So that is one of the bottleneck, that your SEO results will start appearing to you after 3 to 6 months of time of your activity. So in this situation, the biggest problem is if a startup is not able to generate a lead, not able to make a sale, certainly their business cycle might not be running smoothly and your performance might get impacted. That's one of the bottleneck. But other side, if you look at, if the company is running on a very low budget, or in fact I could say you do not have kept any budget for your online marketing, then in that case it is recommended that you should be spending some time of yours. First thing, you have to learn SEO, For that, you can always come back to me anytime, and I should be able to help you understand how to do SEO on your website. Right? If you know SEO, then you should go and do the SEO on your website manually by yourself. So in this way, you would be able to save your money. Certainly, you have to spend your own personal time, but it should be worth, because in the long run, your SEO efforts will certainly give you a better result. Okay. Now, the other important thing which I think out of SEO activities is you're also going to create a good or better content marketing platform. Here, with respect to content marketing platform, I'm trying to say is when you start doing SEO on your website, on your blog, you end up optimizing, creating many pages. So what you do when you do the keyword research, you'll find certain good important keywords having a good search volume and a low competition, and look at them. Or you also look at some opportunity keyword, and keeping those things into the mind, you start creating a content. So at the end of the day, you end up creating more content on your portal. If you're running a blog or you've got your own website, you're able to create more content. And the more content means it's good for you. You're giving more feed to search engine. And search engines love a lot of content which you're creating on your platform. So in this way, you're able to at least get an organic listing on Google. Secondly, with a less budget, you are able to at least invest into SEO. So you would be able to do kickstart your digital marketing activities. ROI is very, very high. And by virtue of doing an SEO, you are able to get more content on your website, which is the most important thing when you're getting online. Right? So if you look at it in this way, certainly there's a huge amount of benefit which you get once you do the SEO onto the website. Now we'll try to look at what is SEM, right? What we call as a PPC or search engine. Now here you see the term called PPC. This stands for pay per click. It means you need to pay for every click what you get on your link. This is plain simple model. This is also called as a Google ad, or in other words, in a broader category we call it as a SEM, search engine marketing. Right. So as I said, in PPC you are going to pay for every click what you get on your website. So we will try to understand and see what are the benefits you get when you invest your money in PPC. Right. The benefits could be, now first thing first you to see, it is quick and fast. Now, as I said in one of an example in the previous slide, what you got to see is SEO is a time-taking effort. Your SEO efforts will show you the results after 3 to 6 months of time. It means if you have to wait for 3 to 6 months of time to see the results coming in, certainly it is not going to be the good situation for your business. Because in business, every month you are supposed to chase your target. Every month you are expected to meet the minimum revenue targets. Right? So you cannot certainly depend your entire life, entire business only on SEO. So in those kind of situation, it is recommended that you should invest in PPC as well. You should invest in Google Ads so that you would be able to see quick and fast results immediately. So when I say quick and fast, I'm telling you literally it's very, very quick and fast. So within a couple of hours, you should be able to run your ad and you should start seeing traction on your advertisement. You should start seeing you are able to get the leads or a sales coming to your website. It is so quick and fast, right? This is one of the good things I could see with PPC. Now, the drawback what I got to see from PPC is that your ROI is certainly going to get impacted. Your ROI might not be very, very high. The only reason is the cost of the keyword. So in Google Ads, you are always going to do the bidding onto the keywords. And due to good competition into the industry, there are a lot many advertisers, they all are bidding, they would be bidding the same keyword. And by virtue of that, the cost of keyword goes on a higher side. For example, if I tell you in digital marketing, if you look at the keywords related to digital marketing training programs, the cost could be somewhere between around 150 rupees to 200 rupees or somewhere in between. So for every click you are spending 150 rupees and you're not able to convert them to a sale, or you're not able to get a lead, certainly your money is getting wasted. And there's very less possibility you would be able to regain that money. In fact, I could say null. Right? So ROI is going to be very, very low in PPC. But again, it is depending on the industry as well. If you're selling a high value product, I'm talking about the real estate industry, which they are selling the projects worth 5 crores, 6 crores, right? So in those cases, maybe if you're spending maybe a monthly budget of around 2 lakh or 3 lakh rupee, and you're able to convert one sale which is going to fetch you 5 crores worth deal, then in that case your ROI is good. So this ROI matrix which I'm talking about, you have to really take into consideration keeping the business volume or size of business you're dealing with. High value product, maybe you want to spend a couple of lakhs, but if you're able to generate a couple of crores rupees, the ROI is good. But for a small business, small products, maybe in that case your ROI might really get impacted. Then in that case you have to think through a different kind of strategy which you can implement to generate your business or leads. Another interesting benefit which I got to see from PPC is PPC will give better targeting. When you say better targeting means when you do your ad, you're able to reach a precise audience what you want or whom you want them to see your ad. It means you can target your ads only to those people who are searching for a particular keyword. Not only keyword, but if you want to target your ad targeting to the people who are from a particular location, or people looking for a certain particular topic, or you want to show the ad only on a particular platform, which we call as a placement. And if you've got really good data, people who are visiting your website, and you want to retarget them again, so all those things are very much possible by doing a PPC campaign. Right? So in this, if you look at this, PPC is certainly going to be very, very interesting thing for your business if you are very keen and you are chasing numbers within a given stipulated time frame. Then it is a good option for you to look at. All right. So now I hope you might have understood that if you are going to decide between what is good for you to start with, now looking at all the options, all the I could say benefit shown by a PPC campaign, shown by a SEO campaign, you would be able to take a better decision. But now let me try to answer the question which I asked you earlier, right? So as a company, as a startup company, what you should do, right? So the better answer I could give you in this situation is, right? So is that either you look at SEO or look at PPC. I personally recommend that you have to really bifurcate your budget on both SEO and as well as on a PPC. Keep a limited budget on PPC and some portion of money for SEO, because it's like you are doing a double effort from both the places. Generally, I try to give you this example. If you're living in an apartment and your apartment is having two water connections, connection one, which we call as a corporation water, which comes to you with the volume is very less, but you get it regularly after every 2 days of time, right? But on other side, when the summer season comes in and you have got scarcity of water, you know it very well that your corporation water is not able to suffice the need. Then in that case, the society depends on to the water tankers. They go and purchase water. Now that water will get you by paying money, you'll get a huge chunk of volume of water, which is going to help you to survive in that situation. So the similar situation is also with the business as well. So SEO will give you continuous leads. Maybe the lead quantity would be less, but you will be getting it continuously. You will never go dry. And if you're having a target to meet, so let's say for first 15 days of a month, you saw whatever latest came through SEO, you're working on them good. But when you see you're still lagging behind with couple of numbers, then in that case, go do your campaign, PPC campaign. And whatever deficit you have got in terms of lead or inquiries, you can generate through PPC. In this way, you would be able to balance both. And you would be also able to save some cost, some money on your PPC. So I do not recommend you to go and spend all your money on a PPC, but look at your business situation. If it needs that you have to spend in advertisement, go and do the job. All right, super. Now, this one more question which is most of the people ask. I mean, this question I have seen people asking who are from the same industry and they're working for a couple of years. And the question what they ask is, if my website is new, a complete new website, and my website is not getting any traction, no SEO is happening as of now, and I'm not sure what are the keywords I am going to focus on, and whether if I choose any keyword, whether those keywords will help me in getting a revenue. Certainly, the point here is when you go and try to do SEO, you're trying to look at the keywords which can give you profit, or I could say profitable keywords. So how do you know which keywords are going to be profitable? And you will get that data only after a couple of months of activity. So can we do something else which will help me in understanding, in finding those profitable keywords? And the moment I got those magic keywords, I can just use those keywords into my SEO. And I would be able to go into the right focused direction of doing SEO. Right? So the question is, do paid ads influence the organic result? So when you do ad on a Google, is that going to help you somewhere or other way in your organic listing of your website? Right? So there are many people who have really given a lot many answers onto this side, but most of the people say that this activity, when you do an ad on a Google, it will not have any direct impact on your SEO ranking. Right? So what does it mean? It means the paid ads does not directly affect the organic ranking. Very clear. This is being mentioned on most of the websites, and they all say that SEO will not impact your ranking in Google searches directly, but indirectly it has got an effect. How? Let's try to analyze it. So first thing first, look at a situation. If a searcher has not seen your website organically for a couple of months, and you know that they are not going to find you because still your website is not having an SEO, then what do? You go and do an ad on a Google. So by virtue of that, when a guy starts seeing your ad on a Google, what happens? They're able to look at your brand. They're able to see your website. So by virtue of that, if they visit the search engine and by any chance they got to see your website listing anywhere on a search engine result pages, there's a high possibility they will go and click that organic link. Why? Because they know it that they've already seen your brand, they've already seen your page once when they clicked on a paid ad. So the point is, if the searcher sees an ad online, they are more likely to click on an organic listing. If there's one ad on top, there's below that is your organic listing, they will prefer to click the organic listing when they come back again for the second time. There's a possibility I'm talking about. The other thing could be searchers who saw your ad earlier and they're exposed to your website or your brand, then they are more likely to click, engage and convert on your website. I can tell you, now somebody has seen your ad on a Google Once they see the ad on Google, they click onto the link, and when they click onto the link, they go to your website. Now, when they go to the website, if they find the website really interesting, they are going to consume more content on your website by clicking various links onto the page, which you do by doing the SEO SEO strategy, SILO, SEO SEO strategy, which will help you in getting more clicks within your page content. By virtue of that, you would be able to make them to different pages within the website, and the more pages they visit onto your website, the more content they consume. So it is good for your website actually, because Google is able to understand that when a visitor comes to a website, they are able to spend more time onto the website. So technically, I could say the time spent on a website is going to be on a higher side. Along with that, the number of pages they're consuming is also getting increasing. So in this way, you are able to get a better ranking in search engine because users showing the love on your website. The other thing could be the paid ad clicks can help in getting you more link clicks within the page, which I said right now. Increase and mention media coverage, social sharing, etc. So it means when a visitor comes to your website, along with that, when they go and look at the content, read more content, if they find it interesting, useful, there is a possibility they will mention about your website into the blog what they write, the content they publish. Secondly, if they're from a media side, they might mention a website in a press, right? They might talk about it in a media coverage as well. There's a possibility. Or they might go and share the link of your website on a social media as well. So by virtue of that, you're able to expose your website organically on all these platforms in different ways. So if you look at earlier when people were not able to see your website, when you were only depending on SEO, there was nothing was happening no other thing were happening like this. But once you started doing an ad on a Google, you're able to make people come to your website. And when people start coming to the website, then people start doing these actions. And certainly any action performed by the visitor on your website is going to help you in getting the ranking of your website organically into search engine result pages. All right. So if you have seen the entire thing right now, so probably you might have understood at any given point of time, whether you're a startup or you're already existing website, but if your website is not getting organic traffic, so it is a good idea for you to go and start doing your ad within the limited budgets, so that you would be able to impact your website performance organically in a subtle way gradually as you move on. All right, so I hope you might have understood this whole concept, and I wish you good luck. If you've got any questions, queries, you can always come back to me. And in case you want to learn how to do SEO, I'm always here. I can help you. All right.